Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Well, thought I'd step out here and do a quick shot of what's going on here in Oregon, in Willamette Valley, as many out there say, but it's wrong. It's Willamette and it's Oregon. But soon to be in our rear view mirror, we are right there at the final weeks of our countdown, and man, are we stoked. But what we got going on here is we have Mother Nature giving us one last farewell before we head to the glorious state of Texas. Yes, that's right. We don't expect to get this type of snowfall, but with all the weird weather patterns and jet streams that are occurring these days, Texas is getting blasted also. So that's actually a kind of a good thing for us native Oregonians, because we love snow. Oh, we love snow. But anyhow, the reason why I'm making this is I got a question. Has this snowstorm that's affected many of you out there due to power outages, not being able to, cook and heat and all that kind of fun stuff because you got caught off guard because of this beautifulness, does it have you thinking about alternatives? That's one reason why we ended up deciding to go solar. And sorry about the shaking. It's nipples out here right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, is it cold. But anyhow, this is our 6 kilowatt wind turbine. No, we got a 2 kilowatt wind turbine. This is our 6 kilowatt solar system that Julie and I decided to put in when we fulfilled our dream of moving out here in the middle of God's beautiful country. So having 6 kilowatts of solar, what's that do for us when it's dumping big time white loveliness out here? Well, pretty much puts us in the same position as the rest of you that don't have solar. Now, I could, take a device that I made and I can drag this snow off, but I'm not encouraged to do so because I don't like scratching on my panels. See a lot of people out there doing that. I got too big of an investment in those panels to be scratching them all up. So I'm not sure if I've shown you guys yet or not, but the 6 kilowatt system, basically, we decided to move in a triple wide manufactured home. (2,000 square feet) in order to try to make the power as useful and as efficient as possible. What we ended up doing is we disconnected the electric furnace. Can't use any type of heavy draw like that on batteries. We turned every single light fixture into LED. And we also eliminated our hot water tank, and we use a instant hot water tank by Rinnai. So it's on demand. You never have a pilot light sitting burning or an electrical heating unit sitting there torching your electric bill. So we have a very efficient living situation. So 6 kilowatt does do the trick for us, but you obviously have to mind and be aware of everything that you utilize in the way electricity in order to, get your batteries to last as long as possible. Now, I've showed you in past videos that we run forklift batteries made up of 6 cell units, which 6 voltage units, and it works great. But we still can't run microwaves, hair dryers, hair straighteners, beauty items, which the ladies of the home love to think that they could utilize, but they know it's a no-no. It's just something that you have to change when you decide to go off grid. But I can tell you that 6 kilowatts, what did it cost us? Well, since I'm pretty much I'm a master of nothing, but I'll try to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and I installed the solar system. Since I eliminated all of the labor, by the time we got the charge controller, the inverter, the batteries back then, we had 20 marathon batteries at $250 a pop. Do your math, you can see that's an investment there alone. And then we have, the solar panels, and we have the ground mount system, which I think the ground mount system ended up costing us a couple $1,000. But it's like an erector set, really easy, So the total cost that we ended up investing was roughly around $10,000. It has well paid for itself. It does not get us completely off the grid. If you're saying, hey, can I put in a solar system and be completely off the grid? Yes, you can. And you can, make 6 kilowatts work. Obviously, there's a lot of individuals out there with smaller homes that are running smaller systems, and there's larger homes that's running 6 kilowatts or larger. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Just, when we decided that we were moving out here, it was going to be no bills. We sold our larger 3,600 square foot house in the city, took all the equity and bought the property, bought the home, paid for the solar system. We also have a solar well. Let's see if I can get it to show over there. See the solar panels? That's on our pump house. And those are only 200 watt panels, but that's more than enough that I need in order to charge 2 12-volt batteries. It's a 24-volt system. I've got a 24-volt well pump, and it feeds a 1,500-gallon water holding tank. So the well pump turns on when it calls for water. When the float in the water tank ends up dropping low, it creates a continuous circuit. It turns on the well pump. The well pump then fills up the tank. Bada bing, boom, bam, shuts off. And that's all the power consumption that uses. And then it basically starts to charge the batteries again if it creates any drain during that tank fill. But so is the solar system worth it? Absolutely. Solar is the future. Don't know if you know it or not, but most of, at least the groups that I associate with, which are homesteaders and preppers and survivalists, everybody wants to get away from that monthly bill and, supporting corporations, right? So solar is the future. Plus, with the new, whatever administration, whatever you want to call it, at least at hand, at least at the moment, They are really pushing the new Green Deal. Hey, you know what? I don't really want to go on to that topic, but I feel as though that, some things that have happened here in the oil industry as of late with the pipeline and all that, you know what? It put such a major pressure on the economy and putting so many individuals out of work besides the philosophy behind trying to shut down the pipeline and deciding to, instead of using America's oil, Texas oil, man, good stuff, nice color, good smell, know what I'm saying? Support Texas, support American oil companies, okay? But this new direction of pumping from another country, yeah, when you actually start thinking about it, it's ridiculous, especially when you think about the transportation that it's going to take in order to ship it all to us. You're actually in a worst case scenario. So that's my rant for the moment. But as for solar, you can go smaller. If you have a smaller square foot house, our manufactured home's only 2,000 square feet. That's actually larger than we wanted. We are trying to minimize our lifestyles. We're trying to, get into that true homesteading life. Objects is nothing but pressure and worry. You have to worry about people stealing it. You have to maintain it. And that's the reason why I won't buy a log splitter. Know what I'm saying? A log splitter ends up, unless you use it for a business, the log splitter sits around for all year except for 1 month out of the year. And you have to sit and kick it, and it's in your way, and you have to maintain it and protect it and all that kind of stuff. So I go out and I rent my log splitter, which, this year we ended up, I traded a gentleman. I installed a wood stove in his house, and I traded for 10 cords of wood. Bonus. That worked out for him and it worked out for me. And so the log splitter definitely paid for itself this year, even though I'm leaving most of that wood for the new buyers, because they're going to need, these are really, really nice people. They're city folk. And they've always talked about becoming self-sufficient, and they want to raise their kids out in the country and give them that nice, clean country lifestyle. And so we're leaving all the firewood behind for them. And unfortunately, I didn't split it all for them. So if you're seeing this, you've got a job to do as soon as you get aboard. So anyhow, do I recommend solar? Back to that question. Yes, I recommend solar. Today, you're saying, okay, Scott, well, obviously, the solar panels are not functioning. That is correct. They are not functioning. As you can see up in the sky, it's nothing but solid. We have no UVs getting through. So what is that, what position does that put me in? It puts me in my backup generator, okay? This backup generator, if you've seen Powered by Frustration video that I just put out, I am still working on getting a standby generator. Instead of a portable. Okay, a standby generator, they are designed to produce more power more efficiently than a portable generator. They normally have larger oil capacity tanks, so you don't have to maintenance them as often as you would a portable. My portable generators, I change the oil once a week. And, I figure that my average run time is in the winter is 2 hours a day, and 2 hours a day equals out to be a gallon to 2 gallons of fuel a day. at $2.50 a gallon, which is the cost of fuel right now, I spend $5 a day to keep my household lit up and operating. So some of you are out there saying right now, so you're not off grid. Nope, not 100%. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and I'll announce this now, but I just ran across a gentleman that he's been delivering hay to me for some time now, and he is designing a gasification unit that runs his generator. So he invited me over. I'm going to make a video of it. You can get on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, you're on Rumble, so you can get on Rumble or YouTube and just look up gasification generators, and you'll end up seeing what I'm talking about. But before we leave, I am going to take up his invitation, and I'm going to end up going over there, and I'll show everybody what he's got going. He's very excited to put it on and to show everybody. But so anyhow, 6 kilowatt solar system, the Outback charge controller, the Ames inverter, 48 volt, the battery system, the conduit, the ground mount system. We did it all for 10 grand. And yes, again, I'll say it again, it has paid for itself, and it is the future. It's always going to be. Now, if you go to our website, offgridstovesandmore.com, you'll actually see some new headings that we just put on. We are just getting ready to launch a new RV parts and supply. Part of the company, and we are going to be talking more about our first Green Magic home that we are actually lining up on our piece of property in Texas. Haven't found it yet. Still in the search for it. We are getting certified right on the ground, right where we're going to be staying. For an underground home, again, this is a minimalist type of living. So a single individual or a couple that is trying to do what we're doing, get out of the city, get a nice place that is self-sufficient, that's what we're building these homes for. Green Magic homes, the ones that we're going to be building, is going to be strictly self-sufficient. We are going to be putting in a storm shelter with each unit. Just to make it that much more special. Know what I'm saying? And if you have not heard of the Smart Flower, it is the coolest solar device. They are solar panels that is on this giant arm. When the sun comes up, they open up like a flower blossom. They spread their petals, which are solar panels. And then it's got a sun tracking system that gives you 100% solar capture until it goes behind the trees or the mountain or, whatever, the horizon. But that is something that we will look at, and I want to make sure that, you know, the reviews are stating that it's doing everything that it's supposed to. I would suggest that if you want to get off the grid, everybody understands when the government says that it's not if, but when will the grid go down, that should raise some red flags, okay? If the grid goes down, you got to think about heat and light for your animals, for your greenhouses if you're in that type of environment. Another thing that we're going to be building, which if you haven't heard about it, you can look it up. It is called a wallapini. A wallapini is an underground greenhouse. Very, very cool. Check it out, wallapini. So anyhow, I did just want to throw this video out there to help some of you out. If you're ever thinking about, you know, going with solar. Oh, wow. I hope this hasn't been tripping you guys out, but I've been actually looking underneath my sunglasses this whole time. Putting a little music to that. So anyhow, guys, stay safe out there. I think a lot of us out there are really caught off guard as to how much snow we ended up getting. And, you know, I just heard something come across the internet. You know, you can only believe maybe 10% of what you hear out there, right? But anyhow, if there's any factuality, it's cold out here. Nipples, remember? If there's any factuality to what they're saying, they're basically stating that these type of weather patterns are going to become the norm. So if that's the case, might as well prepare. Thanks again for following us. Thank you, military. Thank you, police, law enforcement, for everything that you do for us. You know, I see fire trucks rolling down the road. These guys are heroes also. These guys are, you know, flying into burning homes in order to save a cat. You know what I'm saying? These guys are to be respected. Peace. Love y'all. Look for our next video. Please hit subscribe and follow along on our journey, and we'll see you then. Talk.